Have you ever thought about investing internationally? In a different country, basically? Well, in this video, we're going to go through a couple of things. We're actually going to meet our mystery investor. If you watch this video up here, we'll tell you a little bit more about it and how it happened. And now we're actually going to finally meet him. And we're going to have a chat to him and then go through a few details and why he chose Cambodia. So, as I said, I've got our mystery subscriber live with us right now. Hello, Ricky.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome to Cambodia.
Thanks, mate.
No worries at all. So if you've been following the channel, you would remember the video that I mentioned that we had a mystery investor had contacted myself and Sophanny about assisting in purchasing an apartment here or condo, and then setting it all up for him. And he took a risk. He didn't really know us, and he sent us a whole heap of money and said, help me out here. So, you know, guess he felt comfortable watching our videos and seeing us. And so, Ricky, you became a subscriber with us 6 months ago now after watching one of our videos?
It would be 6 months, yeah.
Yeah, about 6 months ago. And you've been actually to Cambodia many years ago?
I came here initially with my 2 children and my mother in 2012. Fell in love with Cambodia. It's got its own uniqueness. So I've always had it an interest. Deep affection, nice way for it, for Cambodia. Yeah. Then, you know, life comes along. You go and do your thing. You go back to work, and at that time, myself and my wife, we were going to move. We were going to move our kids and everything. Yeah. But, you know, like I said, life comes along. And then years later, we're like, okay, let's relook at that. We did want to do that. Let's go back and visit. And again, we came back and our love for it just, everything came back. All that love.
So the memories from 2012 came flushing back. And more.
That's exactly right.
You seen what it was like in 2012, and then you seen it again. So, going on to the question, then, I guess answering it fully, why Cambodia? What made you decide Cambodia when you could have, out of all of Southeast Asia, you got Vietnam, Philippines, Thailand, etc. Why Cambodia?
Good question. I travel a lot. I have my job takes me all over the place. So. Yep. Cambodia just feels like home, which you don't realise until you actually set foot on here. The people are different, the culture are different, the food is different. I would argue, some may not agree. I would argue that Cambodia is ultimately cheaper than, say, the neighbouring countries. Yeah. Easier to do business, easier to invest. The systems and processes here are a lot more professional and investor company friendly. Yeah. So you originally, you're from Australia, and there's a lot of red tape in Australia when it comes to doing anything. And we'll touch on a little bit of costs and stuff shortly. But having a look around at different condos, because you did a lot of research online as well, and you sent us different ones. Have a look at this, have a look at that one for us, which we will happily do. Why did you end up, I guess, choosing what you chose versus some of the others? So what differences did you end up finding in amongst them around well, more importantly, Phnom Penh? So what differences did you find them in Phnom Penh from one area to the other, the building, etc.? What made you choose what you chose? Again, good question. I've seen a big growth in Phnom Penh from 2012 to now. I can see Phnom Penh being like the Dubai of Asia.
Yeah.
Basically, it's definitely there's more Lamborghinis, Ferraris,
Everywhere.
Porsches here than I've seen anywhere in Australia. Like
Anywhere in the world, probably.
in the world, it is crazy.
There's a lot of Lambos, a lot of McLarens, a lot of G-Wagons. They're everywhere. Yeah.
Madness. We literally just drove past a lovely Rolls Royce coming down here.
And a Bentley.
In a Bentley,
and a
so
Bentley,
you're like, you're like, and a lot of people see Cambodia as the old Cambodia, where it is nowhere near that anymore.
Yeah.
So
a lot of people still see it as very much a third world country. Wild, wild west. I've heard that mentioned a lot. Wild, wild west.
No.
And full of dirt roads and shacks and it's.
No.
There is areas like that. But
there is.
Yeah.
There is areas like that, but there's areas like that in every country. So.
Absolutely.
Again, where you sit is what you see. So I found here, particularly Phnom Penh, I've looked at other places. Phnom Penh sees the biggest growth.
Yes.
I've seen huge changes in Phnom Penh.
Yep.
I see Phnom Penh having a bigger future. Like you've got that massive airport. If you haven't seen the video, watch Glenn and Sophanny's airport video. It's great. So you've got this massive airport and it's just building and building and building here. So I've noticed even in the times that I've come backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards, I've even noticed the development within that. I go back to my home country, and then I come back and you're like, wow, there's a skyrise there where it
wasn't there before.
Yeah. Then you go back and you're like, wow, that rice paddy's now a full-blown new housing development.
Yeah.
So, and that happens in literally months.
Yep.
And sometimes weeks over years and years and years.
Well, they don't quite build a condo in weeks, but
no, but
they start the process. Yeah,
they get things done.
Yeah, they get things
so,
done.
So,
yes,
you,
exactly.
so you asked the question, why Phnom Penh? Well, they get things done.
Yeah.
If you want things done, you can do it. You don't have the red tape. You don't have the costs. You don't have the overhead costs and the ongoing costs.
Yes.
Everything is pretty seamless.
Yeah.
It does help, and it does help to know people.
Again.
Yeah.
By the way, I never met Ricky before until this YouTube channel, and he subscribed, and then we chatted. So, just in case any of you are wondering, so I don't know. Maybe in another life we were a brother or something.
Yeah.
I have no idea, but
And to everyone that is listening, do not be afraid to reach out. I don't want to overwhelm Paul, Glenn and Sophanny because they have a heart of gold, but do not be afraid to reach out. They have helped me immensely. They have helped my family immensely. They are true, genuine, honest, reliable, professional people. So hats off to them.
I'll get that 100 off you later, Ricky. I'll
slip
get
that under the table. but so I had in Australia, for the viewers from around the world, in Australia we have this thing called superannuation. So some people say a pension, you pay into a pension, you get it when you're old. Our government has changed the laws so that they can use our super in different ways, unless you have control of it. So a lot of people are now looking at ways of taking back that control. So for me, I'm looking at investing more actually of my superannuation into condominiums. I get an excellent return on investment here, far outweighing Australia, far outweighing nearby countries even. And I get a lot more protection, asset protection here. So if you don't mind, I'll quickly go into it. So over here, if you buy a condo, you can own it outright. It's not like a 100-year lease or a 20-year lease.
Yeah, you get a hard title on it, so you can own it fully.
Get the piece of paper.
You don't have to. You can go with what they call a soft title if you want to, but you can get a hard title for it. excuse some of the. We're sitting inside a coffee shop and there's they're calling out people's orders. You know, number 19, your chicken is ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can get a hard title for your condo or apartment unit, whatever you want to call it. That way you fully own it, and not somebody else owns it. What you can't do as a foreigner, and I don't want to go into this too much details. If you want to find out more information, I can point you in the right direction. But you can't own land as a foreigner, as a sole foreigner, and you cannot own the first level of a condo. So obviously, because the first level is built on the land, so you can't own that as a sole person, as a sole foreigner. That cannot be done. So to give you a quick example of that without going into too depth, Sophanny and I are looking at buying land and building some apartments on that soon over the next couple of years, over the next few years. It's one of the things that we're working on. And I can't own the land in my name here. And I also don't want to just put it in Sophanny's name, the land. So we're actually looking at alternatives of what we can do. And as I said, I'm not going to go into details of that. So that's for another video, another time when we get to that stage maybe. But yeah, like you said, you know, you get good return on investment. It's a strong economy here. It's growing rapidly all the time. And the building quality, so where you've chosen, which is the same area that we live in, how would you describe that area compared to other parts of Cambodia?
Well, you basically, you cannot really compare it.
No.
For value for money, for what you get, like Peng Hut, you can look it up, is next level.
I'll put the name down the bottom here so you can see it and you can have a look yourself if you want to, or you can contact us. Yeah.
It's very much a top tier estate, top tier development, and the Star Polaris where I've invested certainly is up there when it comes to build quality and for investment and return on investment. And interesting, you're talking about build quality. I have relatives in different parts of Asia, so it's very interesting to see the build quality here compared to the build quality next door, compared to the build quality in, say, Philippines. I have invested in those countries as well, and here by far has the best build quality.
Yeah, they are definitely built very, very well. Where we are, there is some around that, you know, a bit questionable, but that you can be like that in any country.
It doesn't matter.
Developments that are a bit questionable in any country, including Australia, believe it or not. Even though they say Australia is the lucky country, it's not that lucky, to be honest with you. And what about the actual area around it, like the streets and the shops? And how would you compare those?
It's literally, for anyone looking overseas, I challenge you to look at Peng Hut and look at Euro Park. It's designed on a European community. So I walk out the door, and it's almost like you're in Europe.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Okay, you're going to
Except it has the Sydney Opera House.
Except it has the Sydney Opera House and all that, and you know the White House, well, replica what looks like the White House and that.
Yeah.
But the area of Peng Hut is very much up and coming. Like you see, like I mentioned before, the Lamborghinis and Ferraris and Porsches are everywhere.
Yeah,
and for the outlay that you put to buy something in there, like you'll live in first class. You'll live in Beverly Hills style. It's very much like Beverly Hills. In a country which has a very cheap like some of the cost of living.
Yeah, well, some of the standalone homes, to give you an example, and I have done a video on it. It was actually one of my very first videos, so excuse it if it's pretty poor quality, but it will give you a general idea. They start around about $4 million US for a standalone home, so you're not talking cheap. Now, put that into context that they say the average person in Cambodia, the average wage is only $200 a month. How are they affording $4 million homes? And they are a majority Cambodian owned. Once you live here, you'll start figuring out a lot of other things going on. And one of the big things here is gold. They invest heavily in gold. So they've been raking the dollars in for a long time. It's certainly not a poor country, even though they...
No way.
They like to not show their wealth a lot of the times. You know, there's a lot of people who just get around town dressed ordinarily. You think they wouldn't have a single cent to themselves.
And they'll be a multi-millionaire.
Yeah, probably loaded, yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
You just don't know. They're very, very smart over here. Very smart with money.
That's one of the things I suppose I've mentioned previously, that Cambodians don't really care about how you look. They just don't care. They don't care whether you're trying to, and actually, as a matter of fact, they probably prefer you don't go flashing your money around to them because they don't care. They don't want to know. They don't care about it. Okay. Sorry, just moving on to some of the other questions. We get sidetracked here very easily. One of the big things here in Cambodia that I see on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube all the time is Cambodia a safe country?
1,000,000%. 1,000,001%.
Yeah.
You cannot, literally, I left my phone at Aeon Mall, which is mega malls over here. The other day, hopped up, went to the toilet, come back, my phone was on the table, had not moved.
Still sitting there.
Still sitting there.
I've actually done a similar thing myself a few months ago. I left my cell phone, or mobile phone as we call it in Australia, left it sitting on a concrete wall near where we live. And we got down the road in the tuk-tuk and I've gone, holy shit, left my phone behind. And, when nowadays with mobile phones or cell phones, it's like losing your hand, isn't it?
Everything is there. Your heart jumps out of your chest.
Yeah, and we turned around in the tuk-tuk and raced back there, and this man come out. He'd seen me leave it behind. He come out. I have your phone.
You can't beat it. Compared to some of the places where I live in Australia, your phone would be gone in an instant.
Oh, absolutely.
Cambodia is safe. I cannot, if you think it's not safe, well, you haven't ever been here. I cannot emphasise.
Yeah, extremely safe.
Last night, my son had a tattoo done, finished at 3 a.m. We walked home at 3 a.m. Nobody worried us. The locals that were out smiled, said hello, and just let us go. I would never do that in the capital city in Australia. Spoke before about the affordability. Also, it's cheaper for me to fly here.
Yes.
Invest, get a better return on investment, but get the flight, get my teeth fixed, buy my Christmas presents, Christmas tree behind us, buy my Christmas presents, get my work medical stuff done, and then fly home than what it is just to have a holiday in my home.
Yeah, exactly. Australia's got very expensive. If you see my video, I just did that recently about that. Australia has a habit of jacking up prices whenever they feel like it. And as I pointed out, I flew from Australia over here last year when I went back for a short trip for $300 thereabouts it was, including extra luggage. And now because it's coming up to Christmas time, even though it's not Christmas time over here, and my daughter was looking at coming, all of a sudden the plane tickets were $1,500 for exactly the same flight. Fuel hasn't changed, prices for staff haven't changed, the airplane's no different. How does it suddenly become 5 times dearer? I'll tell you why, because in Australia they just shaft you every single time, and I can't say it any more politely than that.
No nice way of putting it.
There's no nice way of putting it.
No, can't polish your turd. It is what it is, mate.
Caravan parks and places to go camping just get out of control. But anyway, let's let's not concentrate on how badly Australia is.
That's another video.
It's a whole nother video, yeah, exactly. But affordability, like food, that type of thing. I mean, we're sitting here in this absolutely beautiful coffee shop right now, right on the river. You can see the river behind us. It's just started pouring down rain. And let me just spin you around. Like, we're not talking cheap, shitty coffee shops. And how much did these coffees cost us? We got 3.
We got
three, one, two, and Sophanny's got
I got a
one.
large one. I think they were $2.
The coffees.
The coffee something.
$2 each. There you go. So
$2 each.
$2 each. That's big.
That's massive.
That's not little ones either. So $2 each. So, and that just goes to prove you that, you know, even in the nicer shops, they're still very affordable.
Yeah.
I mean, your cheaper shops, like sometimes you see me film from and talk about, I only pay $1.25 there. They're still a nice shop. Still free Wi-Fi. They don't have air conditioning. They don't have river views behind, but it's still quite nice. So lifestyle over here. I know you haven't lived here, but the times that you've been here, what do you think about what the lifestyle would be like here for somebody that would look at shifting here permanently?
Again, excellent question. The lifestyle here, you have the ability to have pretty much whatever you want. If you want that relaxed lifestyle, well, you can go to places like your Cambodia.
Yeah, so if you're retired...
If you just want to do nothing all day, you can do that. If you like fishing, can you see behind me?
4 rivers and an ocean here.
4 rivers in if you like golf, they've got world-class golf. No matter what you want, you can pretty much get here at a fraction of the cost. So lifestyle-wise, if you want to retire... The visa is great here.
Yeah. You just touched on something that is probably also a misconception here, is about the ability to get things here. So if you're sitting in the USA or you're sitting in the UK or some other Australia, for example, some other country, and you think you can't get it in Cambodia, like, what do I need when I shift over there? Do I need to buy pillows? Do I need to buy sheets? Do I need to buy kettles? Do I need this? Do I need, like, anything? Everything is here, isn't it?
You can buy
literally.
it.
And anything from the UK and anything from America and anything from Australia, except salt and vinegar chips are hard to
I had to buy that, bring that over.
Ricky was the person that bought those for me over, because they are hard to find. You can find them once in a blue moon, but they sell out like that because it's very popular. But other than that, everything. And there's a lot of the supermarkets here actually sell all those international brands as well here.
100%.
Yeah.
I live in rural Australia, and my small supermarkets that I have in my town, literally everything I can get from my supermarkets in my town, I can get here.
Yes.
I've literally gone around taking photos, gone, wow, I can get Vegemite for the Aussies out there. I can get everything, Hershey's, I can get everything here. And so you're not necessarily, it's a soft landing.
Yes.
It's a soft landing. If you're looking at moving and you want the same lifestyle or the same level of lifestyle and living compared to, say, next door or the surrounding things, come to Phnom Penh. Like, it's a soft landing. Yeah. It's like if you're from Europe, there's literally a suburb that's based on Europe. Here.
Yes.
Here. Yeah. And we live in it. It's great.
That's exactly right. So for buying properties, we've sort of touched on this before. Would you choose Phnom Penh, Siem Reap, Cambodia, Battambang, etc.? All these sort of major hubs. Why would you choose Phnom Penh over those places?
I would choose, if you want to invest, you cannot beat Phnom Penh. You just can't. A lot of the other places are based more on tourism, and the last 6+ years have shown us that can get taken away in a split second.
Thank you, Mr. Big C COVID.
Yes. So it's kind of proven that, and you look at the neighbouring countries and how their economies are based on that, and you look at the growth of their economies compared to Cambodia, and how the big sea has had an effect on it. So you can't be Phnom Penh, basically.
Yeah.
If you want to retire and basically do nothing, yes, I would suggest Kampot, Battambong, Siem Reap.
Yeah.
But if you just want to sit on your deck and do nothing, great, they're fantastic. They'll do everything. But if you want a bit of that and a bit of modern living and all the
Modern amenities,
anything that you want from home, Phnom Penh.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Cannot
I mean,
beat
you can get a lot of the modern Western amenities in Siem Reap and Kampot and so forth, but not like you can.
Not to the same level.
Not to the same level. All right, and one of the other things that I wanted to talk about, which is a big myth here. For people that come over here, and I've often heard this, and I actually watched a YouTube video from another person, I'm not going to say who they are, and his video went for about 30 minutes and he pretty much did nothing but bag out Cambodia through the whole video. And one of the things that he mentioned was he was told that English was readily available here, and he would find it easy to communicate with the locals. And since he'd been here for like 10 days or something like that, and thought everybody was lying to him. That's not the case at all. He had total problems communicating with people, and that English just wasn't around at all. How would you find it? How do you find it? Because you don't speak any Khmer. You've only just learnt to say akun.
Akun. Sunsadai Bong.
Just learn a couple of words. Yeah.
So, how have I found the language barrier? Well,
yeah.
The Khmer people are very kind, loving, embracing people.
Yes.
So even if there is a language barrier, they'll smile and they'll want to communicate
Engage
in any
somehow.
way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
This day and age, you've got technology. Google Translate. You talk, you part it over.
Yeah. They will find a way to communicate
They will
with
find
you
a way.
if they don't understand.
That's
you.
exactly right.
Yeah. But there's plenty of them that do speak English.
Oh, there's heaps. Like it's taught in most schools here.
Yeah.
Compared to, I would go as far. Okay, I'll probably get in trouble here. I've travelled to Africa, some European countries, dare I say it, and there's a better level of English here than I've even found in those. Certainly, there has been times, mostly in the provinces, where I've been wanting something and I've had to the Google Translate hasn't translated
in the provinces right out of town, you'll find
out
it.
of town.
Yeah,
in Phnom Penh,
no problem.
Yeah.
So just keep in mind here, and I've mentioned this before, that 60% of the population here in Cambodia is under the age of 30. 60%. So this younger generation that's coming through, they're actually attending schools that they're teaching English. Now, a majority of those, once they finish school, they're working in the local hotels or local shops or cafes, restaurants, you name it. They're out there, or they're out there doing business in some form or another. So they've actually been taught English. So it may not be perfect, it may not be like we're talking here now, but it's more than enough for most of them to actually engage in a conversation in some form or another.
Yeah,
and you'll usually pick up pretty quickly from their facial expressions whether they understand you or not. So you might have to put it a different way, you know. It's the same when I talk to Sophanny. It's obviously English is not her first language, but I know years ago, early on in our relationship, I would have to explain things a little bit differently so that she understood as I put sentences together. So sometimes it was just construction of a sentence that would change to make her or have her understand it. So, and that's the same thing here. I can't give you any examples right now, but even little things like pronunciations of words from them. So, like when I remember when I first met Sophanny, for example, she used to say avocado instead of avocado. So when I first heard her say avocado, I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? She's smiling over in the background because she knows what I'm talking about. Or she said to me once, I want to go to Olympic Market. And I'm like, Olympic Market? What the hell is Olympic Market? It's Olympic. She just calls it Olympic.
Yeah.
You know, so there's little things like that that you got to sort of take a step back, I suppose, and go, I think I know what they're saying, but I'm not really sure, or I just got to say it a little bit differently to them. So
don't be afraid of the language barrier here.
Yeah.
It's a complete myth that you're going to arrive and no one's going to be able to communicate with you, because, like what Glenn said, the younger generation here are very entrepreneurial, very savvy. They know their stuff. They know the technology. It is not stuck back in the 70s, 80s or 90s. Everyone has the latest of the latest of the latest, and they can get around it, you know. It's an easy fix. It's not an issue, I found.
Yeah. All right. We're going to call it quits at that. And thank you, Ricky. Appreciate it. Appreciate you actually. I should make it quite clear too. We didn't charge Ricky for anything that we've done. Ricky has been him and his family have been quite kind to us and actually given us bits and pieces of things, you know, brought stuff from Australia and whatnot. But we've never actually asked for any money, so we're not getting paid to do this. We've just done it off our own back because, you know, that's who Sophanny and I are. We like to help people out. Mind you, if I start getting 20 or 30 of you asking, I might have to employ some people and then we'll have to charge.
Yeah, I keep saying to him he should charge a fee because he, if he getting things done and being fixes here.
We enjoy it.
Yeah, these guys are awesome. Don't be afraid to reach out. But again, don't abuse.
And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, bloody well hit that subscribe button. Like and subscribe. Yeah, come on. Subscribe, share it around. Yeah, okay. All right, so we'll leave it at that, and we'll see you next time. Ciao.